on to content. So I would love to invite Mackenzie in to discuss the content, but essentially this is a repository of content that we're building out, as well as the doTERRA team build out, to make sure that each market has a really robust monthly calendar. So Mackenzie, I'll pass the mic back to you.
Great. Thanks, Raquel. This has been an awesome overview so far. And I know there's a lot of information. So if we're going through something a little too quickly, just know you can come back and watch this video again. So we've done this before kind of on these webinars as a content overview. And I think this is a really important part because there's a lot more available to you than just what's on the suggested or what's on the content calendar that's suggested to you. And like Raquel said, you can utilize that or you don't have to at all. You can create things from scratch in the editor, which I know we'll go into more detail, or you can simply make some small edits with the content that is created. And that is something I kind of want to start out by talking about. Is I've been getting some requests and maybe even a little bit of some complaints of, hey, I'm seeing my friends post the exact same posts that are also using doTERRA Social. I want it to be different from their posts. So unfortunately, we are producing as much content as we can right now. So we're not able to push out any more monthly content than we are. It's just me creating this content for the US. It's not like we have a big team that is doing this. However, I do want to get you the most content possible. So in addition to the 30 posts and the 30 stories that we create every month, there are several other posts that I'm just randomly adding throughout the month. As you can see, I've just added a bunch of new convention content. So if you are seeing your friends maybe posting something that's similar, I would really encourage you to dive into some of the folders and maybe find something that everyone isn't posting about because it's not suggested on the calendar. Or number two, jump into the editor and make some small edits. And again, like I said, we'll talk about that more later, but there all are small changes that you can make to the content that'll make it more fit for you, more your brand by simply adding a logo or changing the color or something like that. So I just kind of wanted to start out with that because we do want to give you the most content possible and we are trying to do that. So I apologize if it feels like you're seeing posts from other people, but I want to do my absolute best. So I want to let you know that there are options and these folders are filled with a lot of different pieces of content. So kind of how we have the folders organized for the US is the most relevant campaigns or products that we're talking about. So there at the top is the Q2 campaign, Simply doTERRA. So if you click in there, Raquel, you'll see that we have products that are specific to the Simply doTERRA campaign. And some of these are also mixed in with the monthly content, I will say that. And so kind of look in both folders to really be looking for what content you need for the Q2 campaign. Next, we have Mother's Day. That is obviously coming up, and we've had a lot of these posts suggested on the content calendar. Next is Father's Day. We have a bunch of content there. Some of them have been on suggested on the content calendar, and some of them haven't. So that's why I'm saying come take a look at these because sometimes there's more content that isn't being suggested to you. Next, we have the Rose Duet to celebrate the 15-year anniversary of doTERRA. So we have a few posts there. And then the Reclaim Your Health. So if you are going to a Reclaim Your Health event, utilize these posts. They're going to be really awesome and beneficial to you if you're trying to encourage people to come to an event with you. So I haven't suggested any of these on the content calendar. So this is an example of some posts you might not be seeing as much of. So go ahead and utilize these if you're going to those events. Next, we have Refer a Friend, which I know everyone is really excited about. So if you're trying to explain Refer a Friend to someone, these graphics are very helpful. And then what I'm really excited about is the convention folder. So we've started adding a lot of information about convention, about tickets, which go on sale on the 16th. We've had a few of these posts suggested on your content calendar, but again, some of these haven't been. We just uploaded this reel that's at the very top on the left. That is a reel that talks about convention that you can post about. All you need to do is add a little caption to it. And then from there, we just have a lot more content as it continues down. We still have things about the Pursuit 2022 report. And then Raquel, do you want to click on the monthly templates folder and we can talk about that one? Awesome. So here's where all the monthly templates are. And all of these posts are always going to be suggested on your content calendar. So you can go in, like Raquel said, change the dates that we've suggested them for, or I mean, you can even utilize these later after the promotions are over and maybe just make a few edits to the wording or the colors or things like that. Maybe take the 10% off. Everything in here is editable to you. And that's really important because we want to be able to allow you to make it your own. Below the monthly templates folder is the Reels and TikToks folder. So let's jump into that one for a moment. We were talking about short form videos, and I noticed there were a few questions on what is a short form video? Well, that typically is, a video that's about 60 seconds or less. And I believe all of these are. So they're just quick educational videos that are engaging and fun and get people hopefully asking some questions about products. Like I said, we've been working really hard to try to create some more reels for you. We know that this is very important and many of you have been asking for them. So I will be uploading some more, I'm hoping this week, just waiting for some approvals to get those up. One thing I will add and really encourage all of you to do is make reels of yourself. Everyone wants to see your face on your stories, on your reels. Some of these have models in them, and that's totally fine. You can use them if you don't feel like you're at a point where you're confident having yourself in a video. But I would encourage you, even if it's not a reel, to at least get on your stories and maybe show yourself using a product. It's really simple to just do that on your stories if you're not feeling up for the challenge of creating a video. However, like I said, we will continue adding more videos here so those can be of benefit to you. Below the Reels and TikToks folder is just a bunch of other content. As you can see, we have GIFs, we have a campaigns folder, we have a story covers folder. The story covers are really fun. If you get on Instagram and you go to someone's profile, you can see that they have those little story bubbles saved on their profile. That means they've saved stories that they want you to be able to go back and look at rather than just letting them expire after the 24 hours. So this is a great way to just add some fun branding to your story. So you can use these story covers on your Instagram profiles. So that's kind of a basic overview of the content. Hopefully that helps you understand that there's a lot of options out there. There's more than just the suggested posts and more than just those top folders that are really important. There's a lot of other ones below this if you're wanting to really dive into something different than maybe what's on the suggested posts. So I'll turn it back over to you, Raquel, but that's an overview of the content.
Thank you so much, Mackenzie. I really appreciate that in-depth overview. And I know everyone watching today's webinar did, because as you've said, there's so much here to utilize. And what we'll do now is actually walk through the options that you can do when it comes to this content. So for the purposes of today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the May 2023 post folder, and I am going to find this template. So I'm going to click this. What you can do is you can suggest or schedule this on your own. So you'll be able to choose the pages that you'd like to schedule to. I'm just going to do one of mine for now, and then schedule it for a specific date and time of my choosing. So this will be, tomorrow at 1:30, and I'm going to schedule this in the calendar. Now you'll see this directly here. I have scheduled this as a suggested post for myself for the demo, but obviously keep an eye on what is suggested from the head office and what you would like to pepper in on your own. Also, what is great is before something goes live, you still have the option to edit this. So you will have the option on editing this as well. So every template that you see in that monthly section is 100% editable. So you can see, I can change the story. I can change like the name. Let's say if I have another template or idea here where I want to drag in a different single oil that I want to make sure that I'm highlighting because it's my absolute favorite. You can see how I can just kind of with a few clicks of my mouse cover this up, change it, make sure it's the right portion sizes, covering up every aspect, change the name here, and then also the coloring as well. You can create custom colors and make sure that you're finding that right hybrid as you go through. So really easy to come and change, or, you know, change any aspects from these elements here to the background. So you're going from a templatized piece to something else within a few clicks. So again, you can customize something, you can schedule it as is, you can take something from a post to a story, or from a story back to a post, if you'd like to change it. And again, all you're having to do in these instances is drag and drop the different elements of the photo by, you know, a few changes here. So definitely really easy to go from changing something that you loved to a different aesthetic overall. So I'm gonna just proceed with this post as is. So I'm just gonna X out of this. And now we have this here as my scheduled post, and I can move on. So moving back into the library to find another example of that. You can also use the filtering here. So just as I did, I found that template by going into the library, then going into monthly templates and the posts. And we also have stories here, as Mackenzie's highlighted, some of which are editable as well. But if I'm on all files, and then I also filter down by template, and then I choose country, so only United States, and select, now you can see that this is only US content, number one. Number two, this is only editable content as well. So this is in the event you're in a mood to kind of just edit some posts and add your personal touch to a lot of the content. You can see by filtering by template what is 100% editable, everything from the backgrounds of the layer to the foreground and the text as well. So you can absolutely do this here. You can also create your very own content from scratch, and I will show you how to do that in the library by clicking through. But just while we're on this filtering methodology, to walk you through the other image asset types, you have an image. So when you have an image, this is non-editable. So these are usually templates that are fully sealed, so you can't change the layers, or background images that you can use and create your own templates from as well. So you can see that here. The next, you have articles. So these are any links to articles that the head office has put in here as well.